Hi, I'm Lelsie Dillen, and I'd like to share some memories from Doll's House Part 2, which was produced by New Mexico Actors Lab last spring and opened just about this time last year. What an extraordinary journey, what an extraordinary gift it was to be cast as Nora in this production with this wonderful director, Robert Benedetti, a terrific cast with Nicholas Ballas as Torvald, my husband, Alex Hudson as my daughter Emmy, and Kat Sawyer as Anne Marie. Excellent, just marvelous actors. Now, very quickly, let me tell you what this plot is. So Nora is to come home because after she left 15 years ago in Ibsen's dollhouse and slammed that famous door, she went off and found her voice and became a writer and has written a very controversial book telling women to leave their husbands when things aren't going well. Well, a judge is furious, wants to ruin her because his wife left him, and found out that Nora actually wasn't divorced from Torvald like she thought she was. And so he is going to expose her for the lie she's been living and telling her fans. Well, she has got to go home and get that divorce from Torvald. So that is her journey, her want, the determination to go and face these people who, of course, have not been very excited to see her. They all have a lot of grudges and blame that they're going to lay on her. Okay, rehearsal period is going great. I love the scenes with everyone, and it is April, and as we know, in Santa Fe, that is the time that allergies season starts. Now, I'd been keeping up with my medications. Everything was going pretty good until a week before our first preview, and I'd been really noticing a lot of dripping and choking and stuff. So we had a pitcher of water on stage. He said, we can incorporate this, have a little pitcher of water, a glass. And so that was really helping to just kind of take a drink whenever you need it, Vinny encouraged me. So I did, and things were going pretty good. And then our first preview, we have kids from Las Vegas school. And I knock on the door, and Anne Marie opens it, and I tell my first words. And it's like this other voice has come out of me. Now, Anne Marie's a little surprised, but it works for her character because, whoa, here's Nora. And boy, is she different. And yeah, not only is she different, she has this voice. So there's a lot of choking and gagging through the play, and I go over and I get my water, and instead of panicking, as my first impulse was to sort of close down, I use it as my acting teacher, Mr. Meisner, said, use it, whatever is happening in your life, use it in your character. So I realized, well, of course, Nora has allergies. Go with it. And so I did, and we got through it, and it was like the miracle of theater. These actors were so into the moment and so supportive that I felt, gosh, no matter what's happening, Nora with the choking and gagging, I am going to get through this and incorporate as these actors help me to be present in the moment. And I relearned the excitement and joy of theater. And one of the great things is there's always this part in the play that you can't wait to reach. Now, due to the choking and gagging, my favorite moment, and it was because of the message as well, was at the end of the play. Yes, I had made it, and now I'm going to read it to you without choking, hopefully. So Nora is giving this gift to Torvald of who she is, because she wants to find redemption with Torvald before she has to go out into the world and face the consequences of this judge. And she says to Torvald, even though I was living by myself, for everything I did, every decision I made, from what I ate to when I went to bed, I could hear a voice in the back of my head that either sounded like you or my father or the pastor or any number of other people I knew. And I'd always in my head somehow managed to check with that person to see what he thought, even though that wasn't a person, but my thinking of that person. And so for as long as that continued, I decided that I'd live in silence, not speaking and avoiding the speaking of others. And I'd live like that until I couldn't remember what other people sounded like. until I no longer heard a voice in my head other than my voice, or what I was certain had to be my voice. And that was almost 2 years of silence. And once I could hear my voice, I could think of things I wanted that had nothing to do with what anyone else wanted. It's really hard to hear your own voice, and every lie you tell makes your voice harder to hear. And a lot of what we do is lying, especially when what we want so badly from other people is for them to love us. Thank you. Stay well, stay safe, and come back to theater.